In just a moment, but let's start with something quite serious. And with me this morning to share their reporting and their insights, Margaret Talib of Bloomberg News, Manu Raju of Politico. The President's Secretary of Veterans Affairs is in a lot of heat right now. 24 deaths at least attributed at VA hospitals to waiting lists, secret waiting lists. Let's listen here. Jake Tapper interviewed the White House Chief of Staff just yesterday, essentially saying, look, these veterans have died. Why isn't somebody held accountable?
How on earth can the President still have full confidence in him? People died.
Rick, the fact of these deaths is an outrage to the President. He's made that clear. You heard what General Shinseki had to say today. He's mad as hell about this. Nobody's more mad than the President.
Big deal anyway, Margaret. This is playing out in the middle of an election year. How does the White House, you're there every day, how does the White House justify saying it's not the Secretary's fault, we're going to look deeper into the bureaucracy?
I think part of this is a matter of timing, and part of it really is a matter of respect for General Shinseki. He's a retired four-star general, former Army Chief of Staff. He's a Vietnam veteran. He went back to this department because he cares about these issues. So his heart's in the right place. But what's happened is, clearly unacceptable, and it's devastating for the White House, for the President himself politically. But right now they are standing by him.
Devastating for the President, devastating political model. Let's listen. Mitch McConnell was on the Senate floor yesterday. Scott Brown, a candidate for Senate in the former Massachusetts senator, raised the question yesterday in a press release, and it's pretty devastating in a campaign environment. He said, how many veterans have to die for someone to lose their job? And then Mitch McConnell went to the floor yesterday saying, well, when we had the health care website problems, the President voiced his outrage. Why isn't the President talking now? Listen.
The President needs to understand that our veterans deserve at least as much attention as a website.
This is a huge policy question that's become a big political headache.
This is a huge headache, and it's going to get worse for Democrats unless they look like they're actually doing something. Shinseki will survive so long as Democrats don't start banging the drums. If they start calling for his head, then you may see even more pressure from the White House for him to step aside. But this kind of reminds you of the way the White House dealt with the whole health care rollout. Kathleen Sebelius, this was a huge problem. People are calling for her to resign. And what did? They said, we'll try to get to the bottom of this. We'll fix this. And a few months later, when things were sort of smoothed over, she quietly stepped aside. Maybe we'll see the same thing here with Shinseki after they do their own investigation. When this dies down, maybe he'll step aside then.